Greetings and welcome to NECAT Now, a show where we explore Nashville and Middle Tennessee to tell you all about the great people, places, and events that make Music City so special. I'm your host, Cameron McCasland, coming to you from the NECAT studio right here in Nashville. On today's show, we welcome Chuck Beard, Community Engagement Manager for Metro Arts Nashville. He hosts a monthly coffee talk here in Nashville and has a new show starting on the NECAT network entitled Metro Arts Forging Ahead. He's also looking for interns and lending people artwork that you can take home. Chuck, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Honored to be here.
For those watching at home who may not know what Metro Arts does, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, I'm familiar before I got to Metro Arts with, say, Metro Parks, and that is the way that the money is allocated in the budget from the city to the park services. And in line with that, Metro Arts is how we allocate money from the city budget to different artists, art organizations, and art administrators.
Okay, so according to your website, your mission is as follows. Metro Nashville Arts Commission, or Metro Arts, is the Office of Arts and Culture for the City of Nashville and Davidson County. We believe that arts drives a more vibrant and equitable community. We strive to ensure that all Nashvillians have access to creative life through community investments, artists and organizational training, public art, and direct programs that involve residents in all forms of art and culture. Chuck, that's lovely. So it's a place for both artists and art lovers to come together and find each other in Nashville, it seems.
It is. It's a lot on paper, it's a lot off, but it's a beautiful statement, and not just for artists and art lovers, but also art administrators in the city as well to come together.
I know for me, like driving around town, you see all these like public art exhibitions. It's just cool like to know that that stuff is out there, that someone is funding that. Do you have any favorite pieces here in town as you drive around looking at it?
Yeah, I thought of three because that's a good list number, but the first two that are tied through Metro Arts are the recent ones, Low Key, at the fairgrounds, and that's by Blessing Hancock. And then the new one called Celestial Falls by Amber Lely at the Donaldson Library. And then the third one is not Metro Arts, it's more close to home. It's a Rising Phoenix mural on the side of Lachlan Table that was created by my wife, E.F. Harper Beard, during the pandemic. It was a way that Lachlan Table wanted to show the community of rising up out of the pandemic and the tornado and coming together. So that's always a fan favorite at home.
Very cool. So I know like people can go obviously online at Metro Arts and look and kind of see where all the different places are. But I would tell people like if you're driving around, take that list and go look at some of the stuff here in town. It's kind of amazing to see. I want to ask you too about these coffee talks that you do. That's something that Metro Arts does. I know you're a big coffee lover. I have attended a couple of these at this point myself. But can you tell me a little bit about the coffee talk and kind of how that started?
Yeah, it's just like the Thrive opportunity, not grant, but the Thrive thing and everything else that's been in Metro Arts since I've gotten there in the last 3 years is kind of evolving into what it needs to be, reflecting in the community. When I got into Metro Arts at the beginning of 2022, still coming out of the pandemic, and people are coming out of their houses, and how do we get together and not only learn what's going on in the city, but also seeing what everybody's doing outside of their houses again. And so when the bar was that low, when I got there, it's like, okay, we started a monthly coffee talk with the former executive director that was here for a way for him to have no filters, be out in the community and talk with the people and the artists and find time in a busy schedule for any executive director for Metro program. And when he ended up leaving, we evolved into having something that was still started off at coffee shops, but now it's mostly into like a hybrid model with pop-up coffee stands and businesses at like galleries and places where the art actually happens and where the art is. So, and then bringing in several featured artists that are related to that site or a timely nature of what's going on in that area to let them speak to the public, and then for artists, art lovers, art administrators to come and just, again, the essence of being in public and meeting in person, not just on Zoom and WebEx, and a chance for everybody to share what they're excited about, what they're creating, and just, being creative in Nashville. It's just a bunch of people that are yet to collaborate and yet to know what everybody's doing to get involved with each other. So it's a chance, and we've gone from doing it monthly to now the last few months we've done it twice a month, where we're getting art organizations and artists reaching out directly to me and Metro Arts and being like, can we do this? And we're like, yes, the more we can get together, the better, the happier we'll be, as they say.
Real quick, what's a couple of the coffee shops and galleries that you have done these in the past? I know we were at the Forge recently.
We were at the Forge yesterday, so they did that. Just a little bit of a no free coffee we did last year. We've been to the Horn. We've really tried to diversify the locations of everything, not just the galleries, but across all of Davidson County, because that's who we serve. So, the one thing that's tricky, there's not really a formula other than trying not to do the same place twice, is in order. is to involve as many people as possible, but to also, like I said, plan it to where it's relative to something going on near those places to give them good exposure.
Chuck, if people want to find out about like when these are happening, or not only with the coffee talks, but even like the public art, where would they go online to get that information?
Cool. 3 places. You could go to Instagram with Metro Arts Nash, our website, metroartsnashville.com, or just email me or other staff, and that's on our website as well, just like direct asking what's going on and how they can inquire about being involved or engaged.
Fantastic. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, Chuck is going to talk about his new show, Metro Arts Forging Ahead. Stay tuned.
Television has changed since we first hit the airwaves back in 1978. From tiny static-filled screens with rabbit ears coming out on top and 19 cable channels to choose from, to giant high-definition displays with seemingly endless choices to watch on demand. In that same time, we've seen our city grow from the quaint home of country music to a shining metropolis offering the very best in entertainment, technology, and education. While Nashville, like our viewing habits, has changed, NECAT's mission remains. Expose Middle Tennessee viewers to the best there is to offer from television made locally in Nashville and around the world. To teach individuals and organizations who wish to make film and TV shows how to do so in our studio, using the resources and state-of-the-art equipment to create and broadcast to the public watching at home. A unique place founded on free speech with access for the public. A commercial-free space where imagination triumphs and creativity blossoms through diversity, equity, and inclusion. A dream factory where people can find community and develop the skills needed to have their unique voices heard. From humble beginnings, the spotlight continues to grow brighter. Step into it with us. Nashville Education Community Arts Television. NECAT, powered by Nashville Public Library.
Welcome back to NECAT Now. If you're just joining us, our guest today is Chuck Beard from Metro Arts. Now, Chuck, you've got a new event coming up here on January 29th for the first time called Metro Arts Forging Ahead. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
We've got a new event coming together.
True.
Yes, I'm super excited. It's one of the most exciting things about this next year that I'm ready for work, and bringing artists together to give them a space where they can have a conversation of not only what art is, but what art means to the city and why people choose to live here and be artists. We're going to have 10 shows, I believe, and we're going to bring 3 different artists each show, where similar categories for each one of the shows. One of the artists is going to be somebody that works at an arts organization, small, medium, large, whatever, and then does art on the side. The second one's always going to be an independent professional who does art on the side. And then the third one is always going to be a Metro employee that does art on the side off the clock. So
Yeah, and a live painter.
Yes, and a live painter, between 2 painters as of right now, and do a live painting to kind of document each show, and then leads up to a final show next December, that will be live and probably have everybody involved and just have the hits from the season together.
Well, you talk about, like, you've got all these artists that are coming together for the show, and you've got all these kind of different entities that are coming together to kind of help make this happen here in Nashville. But, like, can you tell me a little bit about how it came together? Like, how did all the parts start to fit together where it turns into not only like it's a live event, but it's a show, and there's a radio portion of that? Can you just talk to kind of how that got melted together?
I mean, I think that the essence of it and the idea comes from what we see in Metro and who we're serving, what the community wants and needs, and then what we're available, what resources we have within Metro to give back and to make things happen. And I think that I can speak for myself, coming from a place of being a host and being kind of a community host and connector, and then yourself in the film industry of coming in and being like, okay, we come into our jobs, and then how do we relate what we've done and done well in the past to what are we bringing to the table? Why are we here in Metro in our different positions, and how can we better serve the community? So it kind of clicked in that there was a need where people are making decisions in the structure of Metro, council members, commissioners, and everybody else, and may not be as in touch or in tune or even in the trenches with the artists and art organizations and the people that create the art as much as they can be. Everybody's doing their best, but how can we do better, all of us? And so I think this is a way of creating a space to letting the people that need and want the change and are going to do the change to then inform the people making decisions and allocating funds and allocating resources and running the city in this matrix. How can we all do better? So, and then in the position of doing a job for myself, community engagement and Metro Arts, going and seeing through ITS and then ending up at NECAT Network with your crew, and then just pitching the idea, can we do this? Do you want to do this?
Yeah.
And when things are, I truly believe when things are supposed to happen, it's not necessarily easy, but it's always a square peg in a square hole, and the timely nature of it just fits. And so far, the work that we're putting in together and getting the people that want to be on the show to make this conversation as impactful and as enlightenment as possible, it seems like it's working step by step so far. And so we have, Metro Arts, NECAT Network. We have Big Fella, who's going to be a special correspondent who's on the Arts and Entertainment Council. So those three Metro entities with Nashville Public Library involved as well with NECAT. I mean, I think that's a perfect building an example of how Metro can do better and do more. And I think that, at least in my experience working in Metro, regardless of title or program, the majority of people are wanting to serve the community and bring their talents to Metro and make it better than what it was before. And knowing that we're fortunate to live in a very great city.
Yeah. So today, when we're taping this, we're a couple weeks away from the first one of these that's happening on January 29th, 2025. And I know you've got guests already set up for this first one, and we've got one every month from now till October. But can you tell me a little bit about who we're going to meet on this first episode? Who's our guest this time?
Absolutely. Starting with the stars here. We got, for the artist that is going to be with the art organization, it's going to be Jin Lin, who's the executive director for the Chinese Alliance of Nashville, and she also does a lot of art and dance on the side, other than her job obligations. Then you got the independent artist, professional that is an artist on the side, and that's going to be Rashad the poet. So he has his own public speaking business and works with different Fortune 500 companies, local and national and international. And he also does a lot of music and spoken word, and has spent a lot of time with Southern Word as well independently. So, and then the third one, the Metro employee, we are going to have Lauren Bufford, who is the executive director for the Parthenon. But many people don't know outside of her circles that she is a co-founder for WXNA and also a DJ on that program, that independent radio station. So we're fortunate to try to bring them in as well and show the audio version of the show, have another distribution point, which is going to be very exciting.
Yeah, that's super exciting. I'm looking forward to the first show and everyone that comes after that.
And the live painter, Megan Jordan.
Absolutely,
She's going to be the first one. We're going to split time between the 10 shows or 11 shows with the live one between Megan Jordan, who's just a community leader and just fabulous artist, and she has experience with live painting, and then also Heidi Schwartz, who is also a fabulous artist and human and live painter.
I can't wait to see them do their thing. Okay, so once more, we're going to have to take a break here on NECAT Now, but stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to hear more from our guest, Chuck Beard, about the show Metro Arts Forging Ahead, as well as some of the other great things happening over at Metro Arts. We'll be right back.
Metro Arts' vision is that every person should have access to a creative life, and few places are more accessible than our city's public library. Metro Arts launched the collection in partnership with Nashville Public Library, established with the goals of expanding access to the arts for all Nashvillians while providing direct support to local artists. 60 original artworks from Nashville area artists are available for anyone with a library card to check out at NPL's Donaldson, East, Green Hills, Hermitage, Madison, Old Hickory, and Southeast locations. For more information and to browse the collection online, please visit library.nashville.gov.
Hi, I'm Corey Frederick from the Goodlettsville Branch Library. Did you know that you could get a free library card at any Nashville Public Library branch or online at library.nashville.gov?
Welcome back once again to NECAT Now. I'm your host, Cameron McCasland, in conversation with Chuck Beard, Community Engagement Manager from Metro Arts, who's joined us today to talk about Metro Arts Forging Ahead, which is a live event, a TV show, and a radio program, and ultimately a space for creatives here in Nashville. Chuck, can you tell me what you hope this does for people who are coming in person and for the people that are watching at home?
Yeah, I always equate a lot of stuff in Nashville with new discovery with the Shelby Greenway system, and being like, there's people, you meet people that live here for 50, 60, 70 years that didn't even know that the Shelby Greenway exists, and when they do, it's a whole other world within a world. And I look at that with these creative bringing creatives together. Some names are going to be bigger than others that people may recognize because of their circles or who they follow and stuff like that, but they're going to discover new people that are doing amazing work and implementing their creativity in so many aspects of the Nashville world that we live in. And so it's just going to be kind of mind-changing for them in a great way once they see the different individuals, because the city is a small city of big doers.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I said, I think the show's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be a good thing to do, both in person, and it'll be cool to watch it on TV for the people that have to catch it at home. But I do want to switch gears just for a bit, ask you about something that you guys are doing for college students over at Metro Arts through the Community Arts Leaders of Nashville, Restorative Arts and Equity. Can you tell me a little bit about that program? I know you guys just finished that up for this year, and it'll hopefully circle back around next year, but tell me a little bit about that program and what you guys are doing over there.
Yeah, like you said, it's these paid internships with Nashville-based art organizations and connecting dots between college-age youth and these art organizations, big, small, medium, large, that do everything in Nashville that some people know of and some people aren't familiar with yet. And it's a way for these youth to get real-life experience, see behind the curtain, see what they get to be a part of, the work that's happening in these organizations, and to really explore if that's something they want to keep pursuing, or if it's something that they're going to do something different in their careers, but they have that healthy perspective and experience with them to take the heart of the arts with them and whatever. And like I said earlier, with the evolution of different programs, this is something that started a few years ago when I got on, not because of me, but a national program with Americans for the Arts called DIAL, and now we just said we can do it a little bit better and a little more locally within our programs and our fundings with the Restorative Arts and Equity program, and now it has gone into Community Art Leaders of Nashville, COWN if you want to say that, but it's the Community Art Leaders of Nashville. And we just finished, that team just finished recruiting, or that it's closed applications for the students. So we've got a plethora of students that are being interviewed right now, and they also, right now they're going to interview with the host sites to make sure it's a good match, so a matchmaking thing, and then also to put everybody in the best situation possible to learn and grow together. And then we also have a part of that program as a mentor program, which those applications are still open until tomorrow, the 10th of January, for local creatives to get incentivized to, it's not really a big ask as far as time commitment, but it's more of relational and like being kind of a guide to the creative ecosystem for these students that may or may not know a lot about the ecosystem, and those mentors will get paid.
Yeah. Give you one chance again to plug the website, just for if there's any college students that are watching at home, just about like if they want to take a look at this, and again, when it circles back next year, just even all the other great things, the grants and all the other things that Metro Arts does, where do they find you guys online?
MetroArtsNashville.com.
Very good.
Yeah. Very
cool. What a great situation. I know, like for me, in college, if I'd had a gig like that, it would have been great. It beats, like all the, you get a lot of jobs, I guess, but it's like, it's fun to know that like, hey, you can be that age and like, where you're just so ready to create and do all these other just artistic things. It's like, oh, we're going to plug in and show you how the sausage gets made, as it goes. Like, you're going to do some art, but also learn the business of the art and everything else. I think that's just a really cool situation. So
yeah, no, not only what is going on, but who's doing it. And so as these people, whether they're commissioners or are at these organizations, people switch jobs all the time, but you see this, again, small circles of doers. So when you go around, you will see people that used to work at this organization that work at a different one. And if you're living here, it's just a great way to find out, again, what's going on and who's doing it.
Yeah. So we've talked about the college kids. We talked a little bit about, forging ahead. We talked just all the different things. But again, it's like if you're a college kid watching at home, come to the coffee talk, come to the Forge Ahead tapings, do all of those different things, come to where artists could be. Can you talk a little bit about that? What do you think it means whenever, when artists get together with other artists, what do you think happens?
Inspiration, in one word. I mean, it's just what they are doing and the artwork or whatever they're sharing, but it's also, for me personally, it helps inspire me of why anybody does what they do. There's not, it's beyond a 9 to 5. It's more than money. It's this feeling as a creative that you have to get it out, and you're wanting to connect with other people. So again, it's another experience in Nashville to connect with other people and the places in a deeper level.
Yeah, and I think it's just so cool to see when artists grow. It's like in talent as they keep doing it, but also in age, you get more perspective on things and just kind of go. So it is really interesting to know that Metro Arts is looking at people when they're very young, and then there's places for them to live out this just art life throughout the years and kind of see how they go.
Or the artist that we met yesterday, one artist that was older, and he was encouraged by his daughter to come in because he never shares his artwork, and then he was asking all of us how do I get better? Is there workshops? Is there artists? And we had him talk to 10 other visual artists that were instantly connecting him to organizations and opportunities. And he was just eternally grateful for even showing up. So just showing up.
That's amazing. We're going to take one last break here, but when we come back, we're going to talk to Chuck about how viewers watching at home can take a real piece of artwork home with you to enjoy through Metro Arts Lending Library. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Did you know Metro Arts and Nashville Public Library have a free lending library? Library card holders can choose from a selection of artworks by local Nashville artists and borrow for up to 3 months. The collection includes framed paintings, photographs, and mixed media. After 3 months, bring the artwork back and borrow a different piece. Available at Donaldson, East, Green Hills, Hermitage, Madison, Old Hickory, and Southeast branches of Nashville Public Library. For more information and to browse the collection online, please visit library.nashville.gov.
What's NECAT?
Apply for anyone.
Sure. NECAT Network.
That's Nashville Education, Community, and Arts Television.
Everyone knows that.
But did they know that NECAT runs 3 television stations that serve counties all over Middle Tennessee?
We know that! But what a lot of people don't know is that NECAT is also an active community partner.
That's right. We're more than a television network. We love Nashville, and we love supporting as many organizations any way we can.
From Friends Life to Nashville Predators Foundation, NECAT provides studio access and training to help community organizations. So when you think of NECAT,
remember, we're way more than a television station.
We're Nashville.
Thank you, Predator!
Welcome back to NECAT Now. We've been enjoying our conversation with Chuck Beard, who's the Community Engagement Manager for Metro Arts. So far, he has told us all about the monthly coffee talks Metro Arts holds, the new TV show Metro Arts Forging Ahead, as well as the opportunities for college students for internships within the arts programs here in Nashville. Here at the end of the show, we have one last thing that I want to discuss, which is the Metro Arts Lending Library that is available to the public at multiple Nashville Public Library branches here in Nashville. Chuck, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, I can. I'm going to go to the paper on this because this is straight up the public art team that are the experts of this. And yeah, Metro Arts purchased a bunch of works of art, of visual art, from local artists to launch the Lending Library. It's a program which allows Nashville library card holders to browse and check out works of art for a 3-month period. And it's just, the collection includes framed paintings, photographs, and mixed media, but it's really just the goal of expanding access to the arts for all Nashvillians while providing direct support to the local artists that created it. It's another way for people, again, to learn who's doing what in town and to be enamored by their art.
So all you need is a library card. So you can reserve a painting online or at the branch and to take it home for 3 months. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and just like the public art team and just like everybody at the Nashville Public Library, the system and the process is so easy and so functional and organized. And I actually just had a friend of mine recently get a notification from the public library, and he told me, he's like, I didn't know what it was, and then all of a sudden he looked in and he said, your artwork is ready. And so he had already signed up for it, and he forgot about it, and he was just so delighted to be able to go in and take it home and bring it home for his family to enjoy.
I think that's a really neat thing to have too, because it's like, again, you get it for 3 months, so you're taking it home and you're just, it's there hanging on the wall or whatever it may be. You're enjoying it with your family, but also it's like if you're having a party or like you just want to spruce up the place a little bit, like, oh, my mother-in-law is coming to town. I want to, show her that we have a little taste in there. You can go hang that on the wall for a little bit. And also the idea that like you could kind of redecorate every 3 months and put a new piece of art to enjoy and come back to. It's pretty amazing.
And something original and something made by somebody from here. So it's, nothing, not to knock corporate or anything else, but some people's art choices may be something from Hobby Lobby or Spencer's back in the day. And this one is not only a conversation starter, but again, you may bump into that same artist at the grocery store down the street and then be able to have that conversation about, I have this, or just to, again, appreciate different art forms and keep things going and rotating and not just live in a stagnant space and keep continuously being inspired by art and different backdrops.
Yeah, I know there's multiple locations that have this program, so you can actually go look at it kind of gallery style. Me and you were at the Donaldson Library last week, I guess, kind of checking that out and taking a peek at it and everything. And it is pretty striking when you walk into that space and just kind of see like all these choices that are there. And, it's at multiple library spots, so you can kind of go and check out what they have. And again, like get them to send it, if you're at one library, they'll send it across town for you. That's pretty amazing. So
and there's so many opportunities to get feedback, from an artist perspective, other than like musicians that are getting in-person conversations at concerts. Some people that are writers don't really get to talk to the people that read the books, or the painters. Once it's gone, it's gone. But like, I think there's a great opportunity for not only interviews, but the connection of the community to get feedback once it's been in somebody's home, you know, letting that artwork be there, and for the artist to hear those stories down the line. I think that's just a fascinating aspect of the formula of art that is untapped so far.
Yeah, I know that there's a lot of information on the Metro Arts page about this, but I'm going to let you plug the library on this one, because I know you can go to the library page and see all the collection digitally there, like get a look at what it is before you go in person. But can you tell people how to get a library card if they haven't, and how they can grab all these paintings?
Exactly. Yeah, you could go to the library catalog. There's somewhere to click and check on that online, but really just basically go to your closest Nashville Public Library for more information, or to browse the collection online, you can visit library.nashville.gov. And yeah, it's just, there's always one close enough that you can take the bus to. We go and get there and then check out what's available, and then just sign up like my friend did, and then it's going to come to you when the artwork is supposed to be in your house.
Yeah. Chuck, do you have a list of the libraries that have these on location?
I do. The Nashville Public Library card to check out at Nashville Public Library branches Donaldson, East, Green Hills, Hermitage, Madison, Old Hickory, and Southeast branches.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Very cool. So again, we want to invite everyone to Metro Arts Forging Ahead, which kicks off on January 29th, 2025, right here in the NECAT studios. And it happens every month following in 2025. For more details, check out Metro Arts and NECAT's social media pages. Chuck, if viewers want to find out more about internships, coffee talks, all that stuff, one more time, give us the website.
MetroArtsNashville.com.
Fantastic. Chuck, once again, thank you for coming to the show. It's so good to have you here.
Honored to
I hope
be
you
here.
come back.
I will.
That's about all the time that we have today for NECAT Now. I hope you've enjoyed exploring Nashville with us. To find out more about our show, or how you could start your own television show in Nashville Education Community Arts Television, visit us on the web at necatnetwork.org. Until next time, I'm Cameron McCasland, signing off for NECAT Now from the beautiful Music City, USA, Nashville, Tennessee. See you next time.